Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ian and Brian Liljeblad here from the compound at Santan Valley, Arizona. Um, we've been working on this car for a few years now. We just thought we'd do a video for the chop aspect of it. It's my dad's car, but we're building it together. And I don't know, we just thought we'd make a quick video and talk about the chop. It's the first time I've ever done a chop, so it's been kind of a learning experience, learning curve. But anyway, we cut this up last night and then thought we'd do a video and share. So I'll hand it over to my dad and he can kind of explain more in detail what's going on.
All right, so what we have is a 40 Dodge sedan, two-door sedan, and actually bought this in 2019, so we've been making a little progress as we go along here. It's been a while, but we're having fun regardless. So anyway, I learned along the way about chops. I started investigating on YouTube and other places, books and magazines. So along the way, I found that there was an option for chops called a taper chop. So we're gonna see if we can make that happen. The taper chop means that we're gonna take more out of each of these pillars, as they're called, B pillar, A pillar, as we go forward. But we start with just a straight cut, one cut on the A pillar, the B pillar, and what they call the C pillar. It's this larger area that gets more complex because of the curve of the body in the back. So,
But this is just a single cut to get the top free. You haven't cut anything out to lower it yet, right?
right. That's the start, is a cut, literally all the way around. This top is totally loose now. And so what we're going to do next is start literally moving the top back and getting it to match up back here like we want it. We've already got 2 inches taken out here because that's the minimum on the chop we're doing. Could end up being 2 inches all the way around, or like I said, we really want to do a taper, but we haven't done it before, so we're playing it safe here and making sure at least the back fits correctly, and then we'll see if we can taper it. If not, it'll just be 2, maybe we can take a little more, 2.5 or 3 out and lower the whole thing straight down. So we're going to move around the other side, and I'll show you how I started figuring where to make these initial cuts. So see you on the other side. So here we are on the passenger side with the A pillar. This is a critical spot. So that's why it started here. We start here because we want to know what the windshield opening is going to look like, the height of the windshield. The whole idea of a chop is to take height off of the top, lower it down, make the vehicle look a little more streamlined and cool. So So the way I started was finding the section in here that was as straight as possible, because we're gonna take at least 2 inches out of here, and like I was saying about the taper, maybe more. So when that 2 inches comes out, we want these, the top part of the A-pillar and the bottom of the A-pillar to match up width-wise as closely as possible, so that we don't have a lot of issues with the difference in dimensions as they come together. So on the other hand, like I said before, we find that section that's going to work, and then we start just by making one cut to free up the whole top. So as we move along here, then we made the cuts here, and then back here, this is called the B pillar. And what happens then is the door is involved. So we end up with this piece of the door being totally cut loose. And so this will have to be modified accordingly and go down whatever number of inches we're going to go down with it, the whole chop, so that when we get the top lowered, the door fits properly. So we put this down. So we made the cut at the A pillar, single cut at the B pillar, and then back here as well. Like I said, for the other side, it gets more complex. So we have to cut a section out here, and because the top is going to go, where's it going? It's going back initially. We have to pull this forward to get the window curve on the back to be the way we want it in terms of the finished product. So that's what we'll do. Like Ian said, we made all these cuts last night. The rear window comes out totally. So
why don't we go around the other side to the rear quarter and talk about that?
So here we are on the other side of the car, on the back again. So what I wanted to mention was, now that we have, we made a choice to start with 2 inches for our chop in the back, so that part of the sheet metal is gone. And then we need to do that because the whole top needs to move back first. So we're gonna
It's okay, just keep going.
you pick that up and it distracted. So the way to start on the rear, in order to get the top to move like you want it to move, it's necessary to cut the window out, literally out. So that was done. Ian's going to pull that just so you can see the difference that makes in getting that sheet metal out of there, so that then we can concentrate on the main top itself. So as you can see, in order for the top to fit again, it has to come back so we can get this matched up with this. And in the process, it will drop down. So there you get your 2-inch lowering or chop. So it gets a little more complex here because We want to maintain the window shape, the rear quarter window as it's called. So this is cut out so that the rear window curve can come forward, and so this will be welded back in accordingly. We still need to take the 2 inches out of here, so there'll be a little bit of fudging as we go along to make that curve look nice and smooth like it's supposed to look. So once we get the whole top moved back and welded in place on the back, then we're going to have an issue with the B pillar and the A pillar lining up. So because those are going to go back as well. So what happens then is once the rear part of the top is welded in, we make a cut all the way across the top, and that allows that front section to go forward so that these pillars line up again. And then it gets a little more complex in here. I'm trying to make the B pillar line up. So we actually have to cut the top of the pillar out and move it forward, and then we're going to need to do some little bit of body work here, trying to get that shape reestablished, because we got to put a piece in there after we move this forward. So, and then, so we make that cut, we move all this forward, and we're going to, I should add, be taking at least 2 inches out, and hopefully with taper possibility, a little bit more here, and then maybe hopefully at least 3, or a little more, maybe 3.5. We don't know how much we can make that happen. So this all goes forward. That leaves a gap here where we made that cut to separate these 2 sections. So that comes forward, and then we have to put a piece of sheet metal in there that goes all the way across, fits the shape of the roof. We'll have to be shaping that a little bit before we put it on, and then that gets welded in and the welds ground. So, and speaking of the welds, what we're doing is this chop, but we're going to maintain the body as it is with this. The surface, as you can see, it's called patina. Got a lot of nice things going on in terms of some colors and just plain old rust. So we're going to be welding, trying to make everything as clean as possible, because there's not going to be any paint. We're not going to use any body filler. It's a rat rod, hot rat. And so we're here in Arizona, and it's called the Arizona Hot Rat.
All right, we will make another video soon and post it up. Thanks for watching.